Howdy folks, Bluesboyjag here, yet another 3-string cigar box guitar lesson. It's Great Balls of Fire by the great Jerry Lee Lewis. We're tuned to open G on a 3-string, which means we have an A string, and that's tuned down to G. So instead of tuning that one to A, we tune it down to G. The next string is a D, tuned normal to D. And the first string is a 3rd string, tuned normal to G. So it's a 5th string, tuned down from A to G, a D string, tuned normal to D, and a 3rd string, G, tuned normal to G. All right, this one is pretty easy, except it's pretty fast. That's the only tricky part about this song. It's a 1-4-5, which is a typical blues progression in the key of G, so we're going to be using the open G chord right there, and the C is going to be barring on the 5th fret, and we're going to be going up to the 7th fret. And we also use the 12th fret for the high G. I'm using my first finger nail. That gives it a bright tone. So when I strum down, I'm strumming on that nail. When I strum up, I'm using my first finger on the fleshy part. So there's your up strum, and there's your down strum. So when you see my hand do this, it's kind of like I have a pick, but I don't have a pick. Just kind of pretend like I have a pick. So the down strum is on my nail, and the up strum is the tip of my first finger. So we need to start the song out on an up strum. Why? So you come down on the down strum on that last chord. So what I'm doing here is a 0 chord, which is no frets at all, just an open chord. Start on the up. That's a G, A sharp, B, and C. It's pretty fast, so start out slow and speed up later. It can be a little tricky on that middle finger going up on that 4th fret. What I would do is practice it kind of fast, and then when you play the song, slow it down just a bit. If you can play it fast, you can obviously play it slow. My thumb is on the back of the neck here to keep everything steady. Now, the next one, I'm going to be starting on the 7th fret on the up strum, and we're going to go up chromatically, which is 1 fret at a time. So, and it is pretty fast, like I said, so you might want to start out slow. 1 finger per fret. Now, the last one, we're going to be going up here from the 9th fret to the 10th to the 11th to the 12th. That brings us up to the G chord. Now we go back down. So ultimately, this is what you want it to sound like. So this is what you ultimately want it to sound like. I'm going to start out slow, and we'll speed up later. Now we speed up. So I'm putting those extra 2 beats in so you know where the beat is. So you get the idea. I would start out like this. That way you can get everything smooth. You can hit all the chords and all the notes and it sounds nice and full. Then you can speed up a little bit later. So that's the intro of the song. So it's just a boogie-woogie shuffle, and we're going to be playing the 1-4-5 chord progression just like any blues, but it's pretty fast. Starting on the 7th fret. Barring all the way across, I'm using my pinky on the middle string 2 frets up. And I'm toggling that pinky. You can use your 3rd finger if you like. I prefer the pinky. Now, notice how you slide up. This can be a little tricky if you haven't done this before. See how quick you have to slide up? So you're right on the beat, so you want to slide right on the beat. And you want to strum right on the beat. So you're doing 2 separate things with both hands. It's not as hard as it looks at first. So. And there's 2 verses, so it does that entire chord progression twice. Notice how I'm using my pinky to toggle. You can toggle with your 3rd finger if you like. I just got used to using my pinky a long time ago. All right, back to where we were. So that's the 1 and the 4 and the 5. Back down. Disco reach is great balls of fire. So there's 2 verses there, and you do that entire chord progression twice. Now we're going to go to the bridge, which is a slightly different part of the song. That's going up here to the 10th fret. Now we go back down to the 5th fret. Now we go back up. And we end up here on the 12th where we stop. And then that takes us back to the main shuffle. That's pretty much the whole song. There's no solo in it, but you could put a solo in there if you want to. So we're right here, 5th fret, and we're playing the 5th barring. And if you want to play that scale, that's what you have right there. Pinky and 1st. So you're going to be on 5th fret and 8th. Now, what I would do, I'd go up to the 4 chord, just like he did. So I wouldn't necessarily play a guitar solo here, but you can. That's certainly valid. There's not a whole lot you can do. Because you're not really carrying on with the chord progression. You have to sort of kind of infer the chord progression by the notes that you're playing. So if you're playing a solo, it's sort of hard to play the chord progression and the solo at the same time. Instead of strumming, I'm using my first 2 fingers and my thumb. Now you could use that chord progression as your guitar solo, even though it's not really a solo. But it can fill in the blank for a solo. There's another lick right here. First finger is on 2-5. Pinky is 3 frets up. And then we're going to go over to 1-5. And of course that's the pentatonic right there. So what I would do is sort of a combination. So I'm sort of doing a lick there. It's pretty straightforward from that point. So it's a typical blues, but it's a pretty fast blues, which turns into a boogie. Fast blues equals a boogie. So again, that's your pentatonic for that scale right there. First finger's on 5 and my pinky is on 8. So if you want to play fast, you can't really play very many Chuck Berry licks on a 3-string like this. You sort of can. So I would do a hammer-on if you want to kind of get that kind of thing going. Now remember, this is a boogie-woogie piano song, so you want to keep that boogie-woogie rhythm going. That's pretty much the whole thing. Start out slow, I would recommend, and then speed up as you can. Use your fingers if you like. Use a pick if you like. It doesn't really matter. I like to use my fingernails to get those bright chords in there. So it's a fast song. So start out slow, like I said, and speed up. Have fun with that. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and check out my brand new website, Bluesboy Jag Cigar Box Guitars, bluesboyjag.com. And we'll see you next time.